President Joe Biden is scheduled to land in Israel tomorrow on a high-stakes trip to the Middle East. The White House says that he wants to demonstrate his steadfast support for Israel in the face of Hamas's brutal terrorist attack. At the same time, the Biden administration does not want to see the conflict escalate. White House correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen?
Tracy, Israel is just the first stop. President Biden also plans on visiting Jordan. Now, the White House also says it's working literally by the hour to bring American hostages home to where they belong with their families, adding it's not clear where they are, how they're being kept, or what condition those hostages are in. And the officials have to be careful about what they say publicly.
As President Joe Biden travels to Israel, the White House explains the purpose of his visit. Writing, he will reiterate that Hamas does not stand for the Palestinian people's right to dignity and self-determination, and discuss the humanitarian needs of civilians in Gaza. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who's been on a multi-day diplomatic mission to the Middle East, first announced President Biden's trip, calling it a critical moment for Israel, for the region, and for the world.
The President will hear from Israel how it will conduct its operations in a way that minimizes civilian casualties and enables humanitarian assistance to flow to civilians in Gaza in a way that does not benefit Hamas.
Secretary Blinken has been working with Mideast leaders to help people caught in the crossfire. The U.S. trying to convince Israel to allow delivery of supplies to desperate civilians, aid groups, and hospitals.
It is critical that aid begin flowing into Gaza as soon as possible.
Today, Israel bombed areas of southern Gaza, killing dozens of civilians and at least one senior Hamas figure. The United States also preparing for the threat of a wider conflict. The Pentagon announced that Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin placed approximately 2,000 personnel and a range of units on a heightened state of readiness through a prepare to deploy order, which increases DoD's ability to respond quickly to the evolving security environment in the Middle East. And sailors aboard the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier will stay overseas longer than they planned because the Pentagon extended their 6-month deployment.
Also tonight, a senior Palestinian official says President Mahmoud Abbas has canceled his meeting with President Biden that was set for tomorrow. Abbas pulled out of that meeting after that deadly hospital bombing that left hundreds dead, which you heard about at the top of our newscast. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.